Leo, you are up for the November Love Tarot Energy Reading. Before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Okay. So, this is the love reading. The general reading for November is already up, Leo. You may want to check that out if you haven't already. Also, technically, we're still in October. If you haven't checked out the October readings, all of the October readings are up for all of the signs. The general readings are up, the love readings are up, and the money readings are up as well. Speaking of money readings, I will do the November money readings for all of the signs probably in a week or so, give or take, maybe Halloween weekend, around that time. Collective readings, New Moon and Scorpio reading is up for the collective. I will do a Halloween reading for the collective. Whatever reading you watch or listen to, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your story, don't try to make it fit. I'm just a person sitting here reading energy and the tarot cards. You know your story better than I ever could. Now that I've said all that, let's go ahead and get into the reading. May I have the energy for Leo for November? May I have the energy for Leo for November? May I have the energy for Leo for November? What is it that Leo needs to hear? What is it that Leo needs to hear? What is it that Leo needs to hear? Thank you. What card is this? Oh, this came out for Capricorn. So yeah, some of you might be dealing with the Capricorn or have it in your chart. Let's see. May I have another card, please? Okay, I got two cards. All right. So some of you might need to start flirting. Or some of you are in a flirty mood. So, first card that came out is heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Totally random. I just heard someone might be flirting too much. And that might be what the conversation that might be what the conversation is. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I'm just reading the energy and the tarot cards and oracle cards and going by what I hear. So yeah, somebody might be flirting too much. Heart-to-heart conversation. Okay, so the second card that came out is romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Romantic feelings. Some of you might discover that in a heart-to-heart conversation. And then, of course, the third card is flirt. Extend your lightheartedness or lighthearted energy to others. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. And now I'm hearing, again, don't overdo it. So for some of you, if you're being flirty, try your best. Let's not use the word try. Just remember not to overdo it. Now, of course, we all have free will and you're grown. You can do what you want to do. I'm just telling you what the energy is. All right, so let's go ahead and clarify some of this right quick, Leo. May I have the energy for Leo in regards to love? Energy for Leo in regards to love. Energy for Leo in regards to love. Can we clarify the cards on the table? Can we clarify the cards on the table? Can we clarify the cards on the table? What is it that Leo needs to hear? What is it, thank you, that Leo needs to hear? Thank you. Okay, that's interesting. And that really just flew right on past. Hold on. This fell down in the reverse. So, let me take a look. The moon card comes out. Prince of Coins, Earth energy. Some of you could be dealing with a younger Earth sign. The Moon, which is talking about illusion. And then Five of Wands in the reverse. I like that. It fell down in the reverse. I feel after a conversation is had about something, the conflict will stop. Or if it doesn't stop, it will be less. Like way less. There may have been something that was creating conflict. I'm going back to this flirting thing. Somebody might be a little bit jealous. Like, I don't want to say possessive. That's not it. It's just, maybe there's some insecurity there. And it also could be because maybe they're a younger earth sign or just younger in general. But, again, heart-to-heart conversation, something being revealed, too. Now, this could happen during the full moon in Taurus that is in November. There's a full moon in Taurus in November. So, and maybe something's revealed during that time, or maybe you reveal how you feel about a situation, or they reveal how they feel about a situation. And once it's all put on the table, it helps alleviate some of the conflict that was happening. Five of Wands in the reverse. Part of me wants to say a conversation helps stop the conflict. Or a conversation will reduce the conflict. I don't know. But conflict and conversation, they're connected. There's something about an issue being resolved through a conversation. And the issue was creating conflict. But after the conversation is had, the conflict is gone, for the most part. What's at the bottom of the deck? I didn't even check that. King of Wands. Fire energy. So, yeah, King of Wands can be a flirt too. As well. Not as much as like the Knight of Wands, but definitely King of Wands can be a flirt too. That's what I feel. Let me take one more card. Can we have one more card for Leo? For a message. Cards want to come out, but there we go. Thank you. And what is that? Three of Swords. So that's what this was about. Someone did something that hurt you. And that's where the conversation is coming in at. Boundaries are being set in this conversation. I feel like that is probably what it was. When the two of you got together, I think that maybe you didn't set boundaries at the beginning to know what the expectations are of the relationship. And because that wasn't done, here we are. We have to have a conversation. And be like, okay, look, this is what we want to do going forward. So yeah, that's what this is. This conversation, a conversation to reduce the conflict. That's what I'm going to title this. A conversation to reduce the conflict. So yeah, and that's what this is. Boundaries were not set at the beginning of the relationship. And now the truth is coming out. Like, look, this is what we need to talk about. These shenanigans that you did, that you were playing, it affected my heart. And now, Nine of Wands, it's time to set boundaries. This is how we will be handling things going forward. And once both of you come to an understanding, that's when the conflict's gonna go away, for the most part. All right, that is your message. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Till next time, Leo, be blessed.